Alright, here we are back again with another informative video. I know it's been quite a while, but here we are back again. And today I'm going to do a full tutorial on the weighted pull-up. But without further ado, let's dive into today's video. Now, first and foremost, I do assume that you know how to do a proper pull-up where you actually are doing weighted pull-ups. So I'm going to talk more about weighted pull-up specific stuff in today's video, rather than talk about things that are pretty obvious if you know how to do pull-ups. And if there are any things that I missed in today's video, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. But now let's actually talk about the weighted pull-up. First and foremost, let's talk about the starting position, or pretty much anything that you have to know before starting your pull-up. So first of all, let's talk about the hand placement. You want to keep your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, because this allows you to keep the elbows below the wrist for the vast majority of the rep, allowing you to generate maximum force and also reducing any chances of elbow pain from your weighted pull-ups. If you go any closer than that, what will happen is that the lockout will become drastically harder, because when you actually reach the top, you kind of have to squeeze your chin in between your hands. Not that great, and also is going to increase the stress on your elbows. And if you go too wide, you actually cut your range of motion, which might seem like a good thing, but it will make the pull-up drastically harder, which also is why wide grip pull-ups are drastically harder than just doing your normal pull-ups, for example. And now let's talk about active versus passive hang in a starting position. Now, you always start off your weighted pull-up from an active hang, essentially depressing your scapula and essentially pulling them down before doing your weighted pull-up. This is gonna do two things. One, it's going to make it a lot easier to engage your back muscles, and second, you are also going to cut range of motion. And just to show you guys how much range of motion you actually save, let me take elevated shoulder, depressed shoulders. That is literally about 5 centimeters that you actually save by starting off from an active hang versus a passive hang. And then lastly, before even starting your weighted pull-up, you want to keep full body tension, which essentially means that when you're hanging from the bar, you are going to be squeezing your calves, your glutes, your quads. You're also going to be contracting your abs, essentially keeping your body fully contracted. This is going to make your body much more rigid and is going to prevent any energy leaks from happening, taking away your strength from your weighted pull-ups. And with all those things covered, now we can actually initiate our weighted pull-up. And now let's talk about the concentric phase. So this essentially means the part where you're gonna go from a hang all the way to the point where your chin is going to be above the bar. So first and foremost, elbows in versus elbows out. Essentially what you want to do during your weighted pull-up is you really want to try and keep your elbows in as much as possible. Keep everything nice and compact, which is going to allow you to keep your elbows below your wrist, and therefore is going to allow you to generate as much force as possible whilst you're doing your weighted pull-ups. It also decreases the stress on the elbow, like I talked about a couple of times in today's video. And then we can talk about arching versus not arching. I'm probably gonna make a full dedicated video on this in the future, but let me tell you guys for now, if you're doing your weighted pull-ups for strength and you are a healthy athlete with healthy joints, you don't want to arch too much when doing your weighted pull-ups. But once again, I am going to make a video on this in the future, talking about arching on pull-ups and also weighted pull-ups. It is literally the exact same video. And then after the concentric phase, we reach the top position. Now, for most competitions, this is going to mean that chin is going to be fully above the bar. Now, because it is also the competition standard, you also want to practice this in training. So essentially, on each and every one of your reps, you want your chin to be above the bar. Something I personally recommend, especially when doing any kind of lockout work, so like pause reps for example, I even let my chin rest on the bar, so pulling a couple of centimeters more than I probably should do, but therefore also really trying to build good habits and always pulling my chin fully above the bar, not just above the bar, to make normal pull-ups in competition form a little bit easier. And now let's talk about the eccentric phase, essentially going from the lockout to the hang position. Now, there isn't much to talk about if we're talking about the eccentric phase. The only thing I will say is just, don't drop yourself from lockout all the way to hang. Definitely try and slow it down just a little bit, but you have to keep in mind that if you're keeping those eccentrics very, very slow, that actually uses energy that you might probably need on the concentric phase, especially when doing your strength work. So control it a little bit, but don't really try and slow it down as much as possible from top all the way to the hang position. And that is essentially my entire weighted pull-up tutorial. Once again, if you have any more things that you think I have missed in today's video, let me know down below in the description. And for now, let's actually finish off today's video. So as always, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and share the video. Any more video ideas, advice, or questions, leave it down below in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and latest.